But the actual website, City Tickets Online, sold D'Angelo those tickets for $370. The price he would have paid buying them through Barbara B. Mann was only $90.
And there's a $7 delivery fee. Well, heck, they were email. I printed them myself.
Tony didn't notice the fine print that said the site isn't affiliated with Barbara B. Mann. He tried calling for a refund, but getting a hold of somebody was impossible.
So you had to go on the phone with them and pretend like you were someone else?
To get a human being on the phone from the people that sold me the tickets, I had to pretend I was buying more tickets. Otherwise, everything was a recorded announcement.
When he finally got a hold of someone, he claims they told him City Tickets Online has a no-refund policy. Tony wants to make sure other people don't make the same mistake by ending up on these third-party websites.
There's no point in being mad at them. I just want everyone to know, be real careful when you shop.
If you are calling about your order for...
And we did try calling City Tickets Online for comment on what happened, but never heard back. Adam Pinsker, Fox 4, in your corner.
An employee with the Barbara B. Mann Center says the concert hall is not affiliated with any third-party website, so it cannot stop those sites from selling tickets to their shows.
Alcohol will be making a splashy debut at a city-owned water park in Cape Coral. Cape Coral City Council members voted tonight to allow alcohol sales at Sunsplash Family Water Park. Sunsplash plans to sell beer and wine slushies with a 2-drink maximum. The city is going to allow this as a 1-year trial period until February of next year, at which time the city will decide whether to keep it going or end the booze sales.
A man says someone shot at his car near Zoomer's amusement park in Fort Myers. The man says he was sitting in the driver's seat of his car when he heard a loud sound and felt the car shake. He then noticed a bullet hole in the windshield on the driver's side. He said he didn't see anyone around him at the time of the shooting. Police are working to find out who shot someone near Fowler Street and Winkler Avenue earlier today. Officers tell us one person was hit in the leg, but they are expected to be okay. Now officers are trying to figure out where that shot came from and who fired it.
A 16-year-old girl is facing criminal charges tonight, accused of making a threat at North Fort Myers High School. Several threats were written in the girl's bathroom Friday morning, including one that said, quote, "shooting this school up Monday, February 4th. Detectives don't believe the threats were credible. 1,200 out of the 1,800 students didn't come to class, though. The super says that parents have to get involved to stop these constant threats from disrupting our kids' education.
Please take time to talk to your students about the implications of making threats, because you do not want to be faced with something as serious as expulsion or an arrest that could literally lead to a felony record.
We've also learned 900 students didn't show up at Estero High School last week because of a threat there, and a 12-year-old boy from Oak Hammock Middle School was also arrested today, accused of making a school threat. A man says he and others were robbed while staying at a Fort Myers motel. This happened at the Red Roof Inn on North Cleveland. The man says that he was smoking outside of his room when 2 guys approached him, forced him into the room, and robbed him and 3 other people at gunpoint. If you know anything, call 1-800-780-TIPS.
Governor Ron DeSantis wants the legislature to rescind a ban on smokable medical marijuana, but it might not be so easy. A bill allowing smokable medical marijuana was amended by the Senate Health Policy Committee chairwoman today to say it can only be prescribed if 2 doctors approve, and it's the only form of marijuana a patient can use. The bill at first died on a vote, but was reconsidered and approved by the committee. It's a sign that some Republican lawmakers are resistant to give up the ban.
Governor DeSantis also says he wants more money in the state budget to eliminate the waiting list for the Gardner Scholarship, which is available for students with disabilities.
I think parents who need to find that good environment for their kids, and every child's needs different, have been able to find it using Gardner Scholarship. So we look forward to getting the legislature to allocate these funds.
The governor says close to 2,000 families are currently on the waiting list for those Gardner scholarships.
A man is accused of accidentally running over a child while trying to hit another adult. Manatee County deputies say Rafael Gutierrez was trying to hit the adult who was walking next to the kid. Well, the 9-year-old was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Gutierrez drove off, but a canine found him a few blocks away. He's now facing multiple charges. And a man is accused of threatening to kill people at a rest stop on Interstate 10 in the Panhandle. Witnesses told troopers this guy here, 40-year-old Ronald Lynch, was acting in a threatening manner and yelling that he would start killing people with a weapon. Bystanders at the rest area hid from him in bathrooms. Deputies saw Lynch leaving the rest area and stopped him. He was taken into custody without incident.
A proposed rule from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission would aim to protect sharks when it comes to fishing. Florida Fish and Wildlife officials say that dragging a shark on the beach can damage the shark's organs. That can eventually kill the shark even after it's released back into the water. The new rule would require shark anglers to keep protected species like lemon sharks and tiger sharks in the water at least while removing that hook before they release the shark back in. One charter boat captain who specializes in going after sharks tells Four in Your Corner he supports that proposed rule.
I think it's a great idea. Really, you don't need to land a fish on the beach if you're going to take a picture. Pictures actually look better in the water anyways. You just have to be careful how you handle it so you don't get bit, obviously.
Florida Fish and Wildlife commissioners are expected to vote on this proposed ban from dragging sharks on the beach on February 20th.
The Army Corps wants your input on the new Lake Okeechobee System Operating Manual. They'll be holding several public meetings in Lehigh, Okeechobee, and Clewiston starting tomorrow. There will be 2 sessions at the Lee County Mosquito Control Training District building in Lehigh Acres tomorrow. And next Monday, there will be a session at the John Boy Auditorium in Clewiston. The purpose is to reevaluate and define operations for the LACO regulation schedule.
We are now just a day away from the completion of the Streetscape project in Cape Coral. Tomorrow afternoon, there's going to be a celebration right at the corner of Southeast 47th Terrace and Southeast 10th Place in downtown Cape Coral. The city says this project's going to improve the traffic flow there. It'll make things safer. There's going to be better Wi-Fi capabilities, and it should be easier finally after all the construction's over to get into the businesses you want to get to and to the farmers market and other events they have down there. Could your child's heart be hiding a secret danger? What a local family says they want you to learn from their experience with their child.
Raising the legal age to smoke way up. The state that wants to set the legal age at 100 years old.
It wasn't just the Rams who had a rough night. A look at those not so super ratings from last night's Super Bowl. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Cindy Pressler.
And this past weekend's weather was so awesome, so please may we have another. I'll let you know if you can go ahead and make your outdoor plans in just a bit.
Super Bowl 53 is the lowest scoring Super Bowl ever, you know that. But the ratings didn't score big either. They were pretty low too, comparatively speaking. The LA Rams definitely are not the only ones feeling the disappointment. It was a losing day when it came to TV ratings. Viewership for the Super Bowl, which aired on CBS, hit a 10-year low. The game averaged 44.9 rating in early estimates, according to the Sports Business Journal, making it the lowest household rating for a Super Bowl since 2009. And the numbers are down by 5% compared to last year's Super Bowl, which aired on NBC. On an up note, Fox 4 News at 10 last night with Shari Armstrong won its time period. So there. Tom Brady and Julian Edelman just won the Super Bowl. So what are you guys going to do? Something cool? Maybe, or we'll go to Disney World. The two were the stars of this victory parade at the Magic Kingdom in Orlando today, celebrating the New England Patriots win over the Los Angeles Rams last night in Atlanta. Mickey, of course, joined them on their float as they waved to hundreds of fans lined up in the park.
I didn't know we had as many fans in Florida as we do in Boston. This feels like just like last night did. We love you guys. Thanks for all your support. What a year.
He's kind of got a scratchy voice. Brady and Edelman, of course, from there had to go straight to Massachusetts to hook up with the rest of the team so they can participate in Boston's victory parade tomorrow.
All right, next year's ratings have got to be a lot better. It's official. The next Super Bowl will be held in South Florida. The Miami Super Bowl host committee unveiled this new campaign video, called it Live It Miami, featuring a voiceover from Mr. 305 himself. Pitbull. The year-long campaign aims to highlight South Florida and all that it has to offer. Next year's Super Bowl will be at the newly renovated Hard Rock Stadium. It'll feature special events and activities throughout Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties as part of the festivities. And the Miami Dolphins have a new head coach. This afternoon, they introduced Patriots defensive coordinator Brian Flores as the new head coach. He will be the 13th head coach in franchise history.
The countdown is on for spring training. The Red Sox getting ready. They loaded up their equipment today in Boston and are headed to JetBlue Park in Lee County. Thursday morning, they unload the equipment. Pitchers and catchers will hold their first workout for spring training on February 13th, and the Twins are coming too. I always like to mention that. You know that line from Brokeback Mountain? No, not that line, the other one. I wish I knew how to quit you. Well, if you're saying that to the SIGs, there's some interesting news about vaping and your odds of kicking the habit.
First, all new next, how to make your child's heart is happy and healthy. The touching story of this local family and the secret they want to share with you.
And a look back on another beautiful day in Southwest Florida, courtesy of the Storm Smart Skycam. Meteorologist Cindy Pressler has your full forecast just ahead on Fox 4 News at 11. Don't go anywhere. She says it's staying nice through the week.
Pray all.
It's your Monday, February 4th, Florida Lottery Fantasy 5 game. I'm Charles Lockwood, and now let's play Fantasy 5. Here are your winning numbers for the night. Good luck. Your first number is 5, followed by 10, 35, 12, and 36. Once again, Florida, good luck. Your winning Fantasy 5 numbers, 5, 10, 35, 12, and 36. Bigger games, brighter futures, and more winning moments. It's your ticket.
Live from the station that's in your corner, you're watching Fox 4 News at 11.
All new at 11, heart disease and complications affect a lot of people in Southwest Florida and around the country, and this includes even the youngest of patients.
Tonight, for In Your Corner, Shari Armstrong talks with a local family about their struggles and what they want you to know about heart conditions.
We all have something that makes our heart sing. For 2-year-old Abram Hurst, it's his love for cars. And it was his mom's love for awareness that brought me to their home tonight.
It was quite a shock, and both my husband and I were pretty numb.
20 weeks into her pregnancy, Kelly and Chris Hurst learned their son Abram had a rare congenital heart defect, or CHD, in which the lower half of his heart is switched. His 2 major arteries pump blood to the right ventricle, which could cause it to weaken over time. Last month, Abram traveled to Boston for his first surgery. The beginning of a process Kelly says will help blood flow to both ventricles. But just looking at him, you'd never know what this 2-year-old has been going through.
You wouldn't know any difference unless you saw his chest.
And that's why Kelly says it's important for you to know the impact CHD has on so many.
It definitely affects our family and also 40,000 other families in America every year.
The American Heart Association says 1.3 million Americans have CHD. 40,000 are children.
Congenital heart disease is the most common congenital or born defect that babies can have. A valve that's malformed, chambers that are malformed. There's a wide range of different types of congenital heart defects.
Dr. Eric Eason is a pediatric cardiologist at Golisano Children's Hospital. He says 50% of cases are discovered before the baby's born, meaning the other 50% may be discovered at birth, a few weeks or months after. But, he says, a month dedicated to awareness is also a chance to showcase how strong his patients are.
What I love the most about my job is kids are so resilient, you don't know that they're struggling with something.
Just like Abram. In Alva, I'm Shari Armstrong, Fox 4, in your corner.